Danganronpa.
The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Then open it, man. This is a crystal ball. A crystal ball? No, it can't be. Again. Hey! Hey, dude's on the back. Haha! Dude's on the thing. Okay, the ultimate despair. A group of people who caused a tragedy 1 year ago. Whose same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now, we need to get out of here. Exactly, Kyoko. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. You have any ideas? Oh yeah, the key. Yep, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And can't open any door in school, right?
That's right.
Yep. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Hey Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. It's our way out. Kyoko took the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it through the keyhole. And then it opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Yeah, it's stinky in here. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief. Because the real fight had just begun. How did Makoto even survive that fall? Ooh, this has to be the last chapter. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Dang, they made their legs look long in this angle too. Hey, don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. She said, yeah, rest in peace. But now that you said that, I'm kind of getting nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off of it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long? Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my bloodline. Okay, interesting. Your father decided to become a headmaster. There's a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? How come? It's like your family's just tradition, right? Try not to stand out.
Right.
Because we take pride in it.
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society, which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort.
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Makes sense.
However,
and yet, I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I didn't knowing it was something that a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride was for her own family, her father. The reason you go so far to enter Hope's Peak was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Oh, can't jump to conclusions there, Makoto. Me too, though. Reconnect. I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Yeah, what? But you'd be reunited after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However,
there is something I want to say to him, though. Yeah, what? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it? I want to sever all ties with him. Or she wants to end ties with him for some reason. The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. Makes sense. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future,
However,
but he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Interesting. Okay, that explains why her father wasn't a detective and became a headmaster. Not long after that, my mother died and he simply ran away. Wow, that's messed up. He went to my grandfather and they had a huge argument. I was young, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. Ooh. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. True, but she's saying it, but we don't know, expression-wise or get the vibe. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However,
there is one thing that I can never forgive. And what's that?
so
The way everyone looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
however,
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life, and I'm sick of it. Okay. That's why I need to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. It's also good for her, because then she also feels like she could completely move forward. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that.
wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey,
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. It'd be like that with some people though. You're not in her shoes, so... Yeah, so instead, I said nothing. Yeah, it's the best thing you can do, man. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. After I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. About time. That makes me curious then, what was on her CD then, or DVD, from what we saw in the beginning? Was it her family or something else? Okay, looks like this is it.
indeed.
On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain this is where we'll come out. Okay, nice. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. Is someone standing right there? The hatch opened with ease, and so... Hey! Looks like we're back. I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. True. Now we're back at Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of here without you. True. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So now what? Yeah, what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too, you helped me, so there might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then.
Let's just get a concrete... It was just like, wait, what? Why are you worried? She's like, you're worried? Yo, the way she changed her posture for that. Huh?
In other words.
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Well, I guess we get to the butt of it right there. Wait, that's...
However.
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time until we're found out. And it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So he's saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? I mean, come nip it in the bud now, otherwise you're going to be nervous the whole time. Don't worry, what do you think is going to happen, isn't it? What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before, what does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. Yeah, there was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a clue, do we? Do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Okay, head to the gym. Be kind of cool.
Well now.
Hey! Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really going to be okay? You're supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What would you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. Exactly. Now I gotta punish you again. This time I won't leave anything to chance. Oh. Kyoko, do whatever you feel you have to do. Have to. What?
However.
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
No.
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that it matters to you, right? Oh. Okay, I see you, Kyoko. I lose? You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Because.
Well, you set this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
In other words.
I was supposed to be the chosen as the blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about? Hey, why are you sweating?
However.
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. But you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
Right.
And in response to that unexpected development,
Indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and trying to execute him. Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Makuro. You did. Ooh. Oh, nothing to say?
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk big game. You're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well.
No, I can't. Don't just say it like, why did she say it? She was talking all this big game as Monokuma said. Now she's saying, I can't. What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence.
That doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I can guarantee I'll find
Right.
some. Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there's only ever one absolute truth. I know you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type.
Because.
If Makoto really was the killer, he would never have come to you willingly like this. True. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by despair you so love and inspire.
However.
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
Indeed.
It's not like you. I'm trying to convince.
Hey.
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Hey! She said, hey, I'm trying to help the viewers. Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
The spirit can never kill hope. Ooh. He don't like that.
Hey.
He's like, no, the spirit can kill hope. Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
That's what we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. Haha. So, what is this advice of yours? Oh.
It's true.
To do Makuro's trial over again. Only this time you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial. Don't make me do this again. I thought I was done with trials, hopefully.
It's time for one last showdown.
Ooh, the last showdown.
Battle between hope and despair.
Hey! Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't it, you say? A fair trial. One last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Makoto's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They probably would execute me without another word.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed, Algor. He's back to the bear puns. Yeah, Barry.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things a little. So time for bear jokes. Oh, man. Now, what you've suggested might be plausible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
In other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys?
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm pre-bared to agree to your terms. Would your hope win out, or my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain myself.
Oh man. Let's have one final grisly showdown. He agreed? Then we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
Yeah, I know that. These puns. But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
Guys?
So for the final face-off, you have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely contain myself.
then that'll be enough for qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bury it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Makoto's death and solve the mysteries of the school,
You guys?
then you win. But if you can't do all that, we'll all face execution, right? And I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure. Hey, of course she is.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
For real, man. But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when the class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. So what?
hey,
I just wanted to confirm. That is what you said, right? And it's a true statement? Ooh! You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, and it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations, and having a trial for Makoto is no exception to that. Huh? Makoto's trial is no exception, and is part of the regulations, which could have to mean that whoever killed Makoto is a very polarizing approach. I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, yeah, please no more puns. Here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game is beginning with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only person to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. Yep.
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why did he go quiet? He just got silent.
Now I'm really angry.
I'm done talking. I have nothing left to say to you. Get lost, would ya? Yeah, why'd you get mad all of a sudden? He just flipped the switch. He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey,
Yo, he been emotionally unstable. Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? Yo, Makoto, don't question it. Huh, I don't care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment, overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. He's really getting excited on that. Okay. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. Kyoko over here with the saves. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
however,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. True. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so
They had no choice but to accept.
Because
It's because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard, like I said. So when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
so
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said that they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yep, they did say that.
listen.
And what do you think? Did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. Reason.
so
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost of killing each other. They wanted to show the world.
it would seem
The mastermind had been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody. Yeah, true.
in other words,
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why? To show the world despair? To show the cruelty of people, even when they're young? I don't know. To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point.
hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Host Peak, right? A certain concept? Yeah, the ultimate thing. So they wanted to see what would happen if a bunch of ultimates got together. It's about hope, right? Oh. What if the oh, okay.
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope, to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants the world to see that and try to prove that despair is better than hope. Wow. To show that the children of the future can quickly fall into despair and there's no hope. Wow. That's messed up. That's their goal and the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
Chocolat bleu. You're right, it is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would despise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto,
I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
in other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulation. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
At the very least, that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
indeed,
That's precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge.
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we have that chance. Because you believed in me, another path opened up. So I can't believe how much the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue. Dude, Makoto, you were... Yo, the amount of compliments he's giving Kyoko, man. In the end, though I couldn't prove any of it, it was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but how do we know who our true enemy is? All we have to do now is work together with everyone and destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
However,
Is that really possible? Ah! Who's this? Hey!
Makoto?
Look at them, they're hype as heck. Yo, why is Toko actually happy? What?
You guys!
Hey, and that's reunion.
There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
What?
You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
Yo, I like
I'm
this.
just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Yo, everyone was here, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up. They getting emotional about it?
What?
What? What's that smell? Yo, well, way to kill that mood, kill the reunion.
What the heck?
Yeah, man, it seriously stinks. It's Makoto, he smells like wet dog. Get away, shoo. Toko, be quiet. We know you don't bathe. And in a flash, my tears dried up. That's that. As us we talk to Togami, man. What's up, bro? I still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me either. Do you realize why it is you escaped execution? It was alter ego. He saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say that they had their lives saved by a computer program. That is true. But I imagine it was a learning experience for you. Learning experience? What's up, hero? I'm Real Man.
Yo,
Makoto, what was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world, man.
you know?
Do you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. Yeah, who's Miss Cleo? Hero, what are you talking about, man? So what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured that since the trial is over, we'd have to access a new place again. And no dice. All the rooms were locked before. We're still locked. Okay, so the same doors are locked and everything. So there weren't any new areas. Then where can we find new clues? In those other rooms that are locked, because Kyoko now has a key that we could use.
I'm telling you!
I got no words on that whole exchange right there, man. This is not to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what had happened. What happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery. But we've been looking around all this time, and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies.
Oh no!
Yep, everyone. In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say. But figuring out who the mastermind is, and how they killed Mukuro, and all the school's mysteries. That's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. If we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not sure about that. I can't agree with that I've worked together. Oh, yeah, she did mention something like this before. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve the mysteries.
indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Yep, he said it was all 16 people walked in here, or something, yeah. It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, yeah, here's the hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants of all of them being high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students, meaning it's one of us or something. One of the students. Monokuma said that, did he? And Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. Yeah, but why?
So, in other words,
If this mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could possibly murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only person who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is one of us. And those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive, are the people standing here. Need to continue, or do I need to continue, or do you get it? You saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly it's a certain possibility, but only one among many. Mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. But that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're the ultimate, right? The ultimate despair. They must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but
I don't care how sneaky you are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times. True. Is it now morning? We've been talking all night?
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode.
Oh.
So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
Every
Look wherever you
room.
want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit.
Wow.
Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Hey. Why do you have to laugh at us in the end like that? How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the doors. Oh, we get auto off. The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I plan on working alone from the beginning anyway.
in the
True.
name of my family.
Ooh, at this point I can only rely on myself. On the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility. Well then. After making his final statement, Togami left the dining hall. Master! He didn't take me with him.
Hey,
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream. Without the cream. Coffee. So we're not coffee. You're totally useless. So bye. Toko, you need to take a chill pill on that. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. And you're going to go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leave Makoto, Hina, and me.
you know?
In that case, I'm going to go by myself too. You don't want to hang out with us?
just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm going to use my totally awesome spirit powers to figure out the mastermind's identity. Yeah, I believe in you, Hiro. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really going to go off by themselves? What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing. Dang.
But,
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know?
I mean,
But up to now, I haven't really been all that useful. Yeah, true. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. That is true too. You're not useless. If you hadn't been there, I would have died. Yeah, what? When? In which case? That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless. Remember that Sakura trial and when she was really ready to get everyone killed? For Sakura? Like, okay. But still, I know, I mean, we know why, but, like, I'm not going to forget about that.
okay.
So I figure at least here in the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm going to go off and do it on my own. Okay, see you later. Hino was surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
Okay, so what now, Kyoko? So, really gonna go off your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're gonna go do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so
That goes for all of us. That's true. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigation doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should see it as a splitting up to cover more ground, and then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
so then,
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
correct.
Monokuma said that the doors in the school had been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
No matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste, either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be the one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve this mystery of the school. And then we can all skate together. Hey! Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ikusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation and figure who killed her? Let's just start with the rooms that were locked up until now. Headmaster room, the bio lab, the door to the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Oh yeah, that room too. Oh, and the second floor dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? After that, I have to double check areas that are connected to the murder, between the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Oh nice, you got a whole list. Hey, I'm excited for the check out of the second floor. Go up there, man. Oh, cuss. The second floor of the dorms. Looks like some ancient ruins. No, it's like some battlefield, like a bomb blew up here or something. A giraffe head sticking out of a closet? Or locker? Like what? What's that supposed to mean? This room is filled with lockers. It must have been the Host Peak students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. I can't imagine any way to get in this locker room. I'm not even gonna bother trying. What about this one that's open? What if I can open this locker? Nope, locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. That must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers on the locker rooms in the second floor of the school. And you have to use your e-handbook to open those up. So does this mean? Well, let's give it a try. I took out my handbook and ran it across the card reader. And then... no luck. Maybe the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. Okay, well, there's nothing in here to check, so... I guess it's on rubble. There we go, another room that looks nice. This room doesn't feel like a student's room. It has more adult atmosphere.
Correct.
It's headmaster's private room. Yo, Kyoko, you're just showing up out of nowhere. I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time. A regret? Looks like this is a secret door of some kind. A computer we can actually use? There's a PC on the desk. It must belong to the headmaster.
It would seem.
Whoever used it last, it looks like they were very interested in Ultimate Despair. The PC still has some research results left on it. Then we might be able to get some info on the Ultimate Despair.
However,
There's not much though, nothing we don't already know.
in other words,
The Ultimate Despair isn't one that individual, but instead points to some kind of group. A group. That group is responsible for the tragedy which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair.
However,
And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there? But I guess that's the best we could do as a complete Kirigiri failure. Man. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on. That's a good outlook to have. Oh. Yeah, strange gap in the door. It's some kind of design mistake or construction defect or something.
so
There's a gap here, but not any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. A breeze? It's likely an open space to the other side of this wall. Open space. Does that mean? Yup, a hidden room, a secret door. Secret tunnel. I think I might know how to open it. Oh! By all means, open it. No, open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
A very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open right up. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can't figure it out, there's no way I stand a chance. No, wait, there might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name?
What?
Ooh! Oh, sorry, I was trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password, knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it, just to be sure?
Well,
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, try. Do whatever you want. Okay. Let me just type the password here. I typed her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were intense, slightly trembling, and as I finished typing it in, as you were saying, Kyoko, she said, I already know it's not it. Well then. What? What? That did it? Kyoko, it worked. How'd she feel about that? Mixed feelings on that.
why?
Yeah. Kyoko? Yeah. Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko? Let's go in there. I guess I'll know what Kyoko actually wanted to talk about. Oh, look, yo, baby Kyoko. A present. Wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. A brightly colored box here seems totally out of place here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Then open it, man. Should I open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it. But I mean, I can't not open it. Okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto. Why do you think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous, but surprising, probably. Just don't scream or anything, okay? Oh, why is she making this, actually, a little scary? Are you saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by step by heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath, then took hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant gaze inside, and... Kyoko's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry.
What?
What was in the box? It was bones. Out of all the things, human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could I possibly imagine? Whoa, Kyoko.
I see.
Just as I thought. What? I mean, there were bones in there, human bones.
Wrong.
Well, it's not like I was thinking of the bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. Her father's? That's pretty much the same thing. A dead guy in a box? My father. Ugh. What makes her think it was him, though? Huh? What about him?
Correct.
You found the box. Those bones, that body, that's my father. Or at least what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she's been searching for? Well, hold on. How can you be that sure? How do you know that's him?
So,
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. This killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. Alter Ego said that the headmaster was probably here in the school, but the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were us 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume
in other words,
that most likely my father was in this school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption, anyway. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Or no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. Yeah. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties, but was that all there was to it? I gave up on that pride. She at least wanted to converse with him, see what's up and whatnot, but man, I gave up on that pride. In order to enter Hope Speak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I didn't know it was something that a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Would she really give up her pride for that? I couldn't help but wonder. The headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some clues, so I really want to check it out, but I don't really want to touch Kyoko's dad's desk without her permission.
Hey.
Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like. Are you sure?
Because...
Never let anything get in the way of the investigation. I don't. Okay then, if you don't mind. Starting from the top, I opened the desk drawers and looked inside. Rummaging through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer... Ooh! We could use that for the lockers. It's an e-handbook, right? And it's labeled on it. It says, in case of an emergency. I found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other words...
A handbook with no limitations, given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what that was. I think you're probably right.
It would seem...
It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? But Kyoko... I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay? Take it, man! She said it's okay. I understand you're wondering about how she feels, but take the thing, man. Huh? This picture. Yep, little Kyoko and her dad, her pa. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko. Oh yeah, she didn't expect to see a picture. Man, she really got mixed feelings with her father. Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free from the past, and yet, despite him leaving her, he actually did care. I'm pretty sure him leaving was to try and protect her or something, like, I don't know. Like, you know, some type of thing like that. He said, I have to leave you so that you don't get hurt, or something like that. And it's probably related to this whole incident in Hope's Peak and everything. So now find something like this. So what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was little. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must really have cared about her. But yet, he didn't want her around. I wanted to face him and tell him myself to come out of my life for abandoning me. That's all the reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. And this time he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. Ouch.
Hey.
Listen, Makoto. Can I ask you for a favor? What's up?
So...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this. And I know it'll only inconvenience you that much more, but...
Hey.
Could you leave?
Correct.
Just for a little while. I'd like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko. Don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a bit. I need to get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko? You told me before about the relationship you had with your dad. How you're only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. But maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe you hope to see me again someday. Is that what you're going to say? You reading my mind? If so, it's just a theory. A game theory. And it's and this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the fact of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right, I'm sorry.
Anyway...
Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please, just give me some time to myself. Okay. Now, see you later. 15 of us met in the mail hall. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Six of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead. Sayaka, dead. Junko, dead. Leon, dead. Chihiro, dead. Mondo, dead. Those two dead. She's dead. She's dead. Everyone. All those people are dead. 10 people dead. Even Mukuro, dead. So the ones still left alive are... me, Makoto Naegi. Togami, the ultimate he's the ultimate prodigy or something. Hiro, the ultimate clairvoyance. Toko, the ultimate writer or something. Toko, the ultimate swimmer? Athlete? I think she's swimmer. And Kyoko, the ultimate detective. Only those 6 people are still alive. Then there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be. I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. There just has to be. Let's start left to right. Come on, Makoto, come on. Alright, just what I was hoping for. Let's see what we got inside. Oh, a bunch of fortune-telling stuff? This would be like hero stuff. This locker is totally disorganized. Whoever he belongs to... Wait, there's 6 of us left. Whoever it belongs to, it probably has organization problems stuff in their life. Oh my gosh. This is a crystal ball. A crystal ball? No, it can't be. There's no way he ever uses locker. It's just not possible. That probably also relates to those photos, because we don't know what's going on with those photos and everything. And maybe when we go to the bio lab, we'll see some other stuff. Watch those like actual clones and stuff. Okay, picks up one of the notebooks and saw. What did you see? The moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of easiness I may have evaporated. Yasuhiro. Ooh. What? There's no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written Yasuhiro Hagakure. This is our Yasuhiro. The notebook was contained with a large number of notes and a variety of different classes, which would mean he attended classes here. No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to the school at the same time as the rest of us, and we were all sucked into this evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes. So what is this notebook? The tarot cards? Yeah, deck of playing cards. No, the tarot cards. But wait, aren't those used for fortune telling? It's just a coincidence, right? One thing, it's practically empty. There's just one thing, some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name written on it, so I can't say for sure whose it is. But there's some writing inside. It could be important. I don't like violent owner's privacy, but I better take a look. Looks like a girl's handwriting. And all the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. I flipped through the pocketbook and my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there, words I'd heard before. There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here for a communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly, which so happens to be the headmaster and my father, Toko. No, not Kyoko. What? He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our student prodigies safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world is not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world and serve them as a foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say for me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. So, in this other reality or whatever in the past, Kyoko had this conversation with her father and she knew about this. It can't be true, can it? But I knew who it was. And I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko. It couldn't be anyone else. But if it belonged to Kyoko, what was it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She said she hadn't seen her father since he left when she was little. False memories? Oh man. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plans directly. It just happens to be the headmaster and my father. What does this all mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. But when I reached the last page, the question marks spinning through my mind just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, like the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, scrawled. Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair. Yes, the second despair. The same thing Kyoko was theorizing. What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? So even past Kyoko had a similar mindset, which is interesting. But these lockers, I mean, they had to belong to the previous students, right? So I'm seeing, so why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the locker that look like they belong to people here? A notebook that seemed like it belonged to Hiro, and a pocketbook that seemed to belong to Kyoko? There has to be some kind of explanation. But if I want to find out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward. I have to believe in everyone. Okay, I need to check out the headmaster's room, the bio lab, and the Monokuma door. The second floor dormitory area. Okay. So, yeah. I did search around the other parts of the school that were now unlocked. But my audio was not recording for any of it. Luckily, my video footage of it is up, so here's a quick rundown of everything that happened. I went to the data center first and saw Hina there. We went to the Monokuma door in the back, and there was a control room-like setup with a hatch on the bottom. This room is where the mastermind controls Monokuma in it. The hatch on the bottom went open. I wonder why. And Hina and I left. Suddenly the room was locked and Monokuma told us that, yeah, the mastermind was literally right below you. Thinking about it, I wonder what would happen if Hina and I never left that room. Would the mastermind just keep themselves locked under there forever, starving to death? Not really important. After there, I headed to the headmaster room, and it was a mess. Togami was there, and we found the student registry of the students at Hope's Peak Academy. Even finding more information on Mukuro Ikusaba, and a photo of her too. Haha. At the garden center, the body was moved, but in the tool shed, we found that one of the tarps that was covering the body was from the data center. Oh, did I say data center? I meant the biolab. At the biolab, things got creepy as the room was basically a freezer. Or shall I say, this was a morgue. And each of those lights were freezers with the bodies of those who had died. At the same time of discovering this, Monokuma calls everyone, showing each person a photo, the photo being of everyone. However, the only person not shown in the photo is Makoto. This causes distrust amongst everyone, or at least everyone who looked at the photos, which is myself, Togami, Toko, and Hiro. Not Kyoko, because she's smart enough to know that this was a trap to begin with. Back in the biolab, Genocide Jill is there, then leaves. Kyoko comes in, and we do an investigation on Mukuro's body. After then, Kyoko gives me a DVD, so I head to the AV room, and this is by far one of the biggest twists in the game. On that tape is everyone talking with the headmaster. Each person, even Makoto, with everyone telling the headmaster that they wish to stay at Hope's Peak Academy. But Makoto doesn't remember this, nor any discussion with the headmaster about this. The video cuts off as Monokuma did it since Makoto was probably getting close to seeing something. Then...
For anything that has a start, there has to be an end. And if the end comes, then that means it's time for a fresh start. There is no night that doesn't have a dawn. Although that dawn is totally pitch black. There is no storm that won't eventually end. Of course, then that leads to drought. But as I said, every end is the promise of a new beginning. Which is why I'm sure we'll get to meet again. Because the end is only the beginning. Anyway, let's get started. The beginning of the end of the class trial. Everyone gather once again at you know where.